Victor Thomas, Lincoln University. To his student athletes, he's affectionately known as Poppy. To the track and field world, Victor Thomas simply is known as a winner. That happens when you've led your school to 14 national titles. Among Thomas's many accomplishments during his 22 years at the helm of the Lincoln University of Missouri program. That lofty total includes 9 NCAA Division II outdoor and 5 indoor titles for the Lincoln women's team, including an unprecedented 5 straight NCAA Division II Women's Outdoor Track and Field Championships between 2003 and 2007. His men's program has reached #1 status during the regular season, too. To date, Thomas's ongoing regime at Lincoln has included an astounding 140 individual national titles, 950 All-America honors, as well as 7 NCAA Division II Scholar Team of the Year designations, and a total of 4 student athletes who have earned Scholar of the Year honors. Tonight, we'll call Victor Thomas a Hall of Famer and welcome him to the stage. I promise you get that back. So congratulations.
Hey, thanks.
Please have a seat. Well, I know I got family here, and it's a moment of celebration, but also of reflection. Just, your immediate thoughts. I mean, what were your first thoughts when you heard that you'd been elected to the Hall?
I was like, wow, it's about time. Straight.
Yeah?
Yeah, but I felt good knowing that the hard work pay off. And before we go further, I'd just like to thank a couple coaches. Dumes, Lamont, Kenny G, Ray. Those young coaches have inspired me over the years, strange as it sounds, And even today, one of them said to me, Papi, I want to be like you when I grow up. And that means a lot to me, knowing that I have inspired these coaches that want to be like me. It's unheard of that people want to be like me. Hey, I'm from Kingston, Jamaica, man. So I just like to say to them, started from the bottom, now we're here. Yeah, thank you.
Well said. There's a couple of things I want to make sure that we get to, but I pulled a quote that you said, I think in sort of the write-up that's in the program. No award or recognition has been more satisfying than seeing student athletes receive their degree. When we went through the statistical accolades in that video, we were rattling off national championships, your pictures, you're holding your rings. It is certainly clearly a reason that you're in the Hall for what you accomplished as a coach. But talk to me about the student athlete mission and what you've tried to do. I think one of the
greatest accomplishments I have done, which is not seen, is that I have graduated, myself and Coach Smith have graduated about 97% of the student athlete that we...
That's worth it, yeah.
That we have recruited into Lincoln. And they say I'm crazy, but one of the things I really get crazy about is when, in this day and age, somebody can get an E or a D in a class. When it's so easy. In our days, it wasn't that easy. If our grammar was incorrect, they drew a red line through it. Now all these guys have to do, a line come up underneath it, and they press a button, and it's corrected. So, technically, you got to be crazy or slow, not even slow, not to graduate college in this day and age, 2023. And that's what I push to my kids. You're not going to run forever, man. And I read something, listened about a couple days ago. RG3 was interviewed, and he's saying that a lot of these football players, after they finish playing football, they suffer from mental health. Basketball players too, they ain't got no money. Because what? They play pee-wee football, high school football, college football, then they went pro. None of them planned for 10 years after they retired What am I going to do? What I try to instill in these kids is get the degree. Use the system. The system use you to run. You use that same system to get that degree. So 10, 15 years from now, you'll be okay. And I'm proud to say most of those student athletes that came to Lincoln, they live in the Jefferson City area, and they have families, they have kids. As a matter of fact, I'm now a granddaddy to a son of a daughter that used to run for me. And next year, a grandson is coming in from a couple that used to run for me. And those are the things that I look forward to and say, okay, yeah, somewhere in this youthful childhood, I must have done something good.
I think you have done something good, definitely. So the relatedness then of having these young people grow into the adults that you would hope that they would become by challenging them academically, how has the culture of success at the program athletically helped shape and guide that overall approach of what you've been trying to do as a coach?
Because basically, you know, it's almost the same. If you're a winner on the track, you're going to be a winner in the classroom. And flip it. If you're a winner in the classroom, you're going to be a winner on the track. I have a saying that I kind of stole it about 50 years ago. You know, there was a cartoon in a Gleaner in Jamaica, a cartoon, where there was a stadium, thousands of people in the stadium, and there was a natty-dread. Most of you know what a natty-dread is, right? Jamaican got a natty-dread. And a bird flew past. And you know what he did on his head, right? And the judge said, why I? 20 million people in the stadium, and that bird, S and I. So what I try to teach these kids is, listen, why me? There are so much students out there, there are so much people out there. Why should I be the one that fail? Why should I be the one that fail? And that was something I used. I used to be in the army for a couple of years. And when you're on the parade square, and you feel like you want to faint, you move your toes in your boots. And I said to myself, why me? I'm not going to faint. Why me? Why not this guy to my left and this guy to my right? Why me? So I've used that over the years with them students and drill it in the head. Why me? Why not somebody else? And a lot of them have grasped towards it, and a lot of them have done well. And even now, to this day, my female team, we got about 32 alien, 33, and I think maybe only 2 below 3.0. And I feel better about that more than how we competed last Saturday in Pittsburgh, trust me. Because I'm almost sure, and I got 5 nurses in the lab. And for those of you who coach nurses, you know that the nursing program is tough, you know, and they're getting A's, A minuses, B's, and I feel good for that.
Good for you and the program. That's tremendous.
Yeah. They'll be all right after track. They'll be all right, you know.
So one of the things we talked about earlier in the day, and I think it's, you know, again, appropriate for this forum, you got, you know, thousands of coaches across the country all trying to get a little bit better each day, trying to learn how they'd put their stamp on their respective programs, and was watching a video interview with you where you were asked sort of about advice of how young coaches could get better, and I thought your recommendation then, which I hope you'll reinforce now, is something that someone who's at this conference really needs to...
I'll tweak it a bit in that. Don't be afraid to ask questions. In this group, there are people like, I only heard about those guys when I was in Jamaica, Pat Henry, Wes Kitney, Bobo Tarn, George Williams. I heard about those guys before I actually met them. Most of them are in it right here now. Find them, seek them out, pick their brain, ask them questions, learn from them. Do not take what they tell you and go and implement it into your program, but use it as a stepping stone, a guideline to look and see how you can adapt what they have done into your program and what you already know and what you have tried and error and have learned. Don't scare to ask. And yesterday, a young coach said, Papi, I want to talk to you. I got a quarter miler who ran 132 in the 600. Said, are you in here? Yeah, put your hand up. Where is he? Oh, he's over there. You know, I said, I want to talk to you to see how you can help me to get this quarter miler to run good. I said, maybe she's better grade 8. You know, so those are the things. Go out, ask advice, and you'll be better. Don't scare to fail. Don't be afraid to fail, because everybody fails, man. Nobody perfect. And don't behave as if you think you know it more than the next man, because you certainly don't. Just ask advice. No matter how stupid it might be, or sounds, to the person you're asking, it might not sound stupid to him. You know?
It's a great message for this conference, so I thank you for doing that. In our final moments here, you thanked some coaches. Were there anybody else in your support system?
My son over there, my first son, as a matter of fact, it's because of him I worked so hard, man. I got him when I was still in high school. My first 2 kids, I was still in high school. You know, and we live in, you people talk about projects in America. The ghetto in Jamaica made the projects in America look like Beverly Hills, Hollywood. You know, and when I got him at about 17, I was still in high school trying to run. I decided, man, none of my kids gonna go through this, man. And because of them, I work harder and harder, and I try. At one time, I had about 6 jobs in Jamaica. You know, I was running all over the place, getting here a day while going to college. Matter of fact, I went to micro teachers college. And because of that, I work hard to get them better. And those 3 tables over there, that's my son, my daughter, grandkids, great-grandkids. And my assistant coach, Aileen Smith, she has been with me from 2003, all 13 championships. The only championship she has not been there is the first one, 2003 in Edwardsville. But she has been there all through the ride. And over the years, you have a lot of volunteer assistants. We got Nicholas in the crowd there, who have come forward and volunteered. Because at Lincoln, we only got 2 full-time coaches. That's it, 2 coaches. You know, and these volunteer coach, past students, has come back and volunteered the time. Even now I got 3, Kiz and David, his wife, Diana Cardwell, they come and they help and they volunteer the time, and they chew in the kitchen sink. They give 100% of the time. Not because they are volunteer, they give 60%. They give 100%. And we could not have done this over the years and be so consistent for what, 22 years? We have had 2 bad years out of that 22 years. And that's my granddaughter crying.
Well, that's sort of like the band at the Oscars. I think she's saying, can you finish up, Poppy?
I waited on you to say go.
Yeah. Well, I want to send the message to all those folks, and especially the youngsters who are looking up at a generation or 2 ahead of them. Meet the Hall of Famer. Ladies and gentlemen, Victor Thomas.
Okay.
We'll let Victor hang out here for a moment. Please, let's give him a round of applause.
Okay.